Okay, let's get underway. The new chapter 4b on hail and snow. I think it's got an alternative name of clouds or something. Grandinam. Hail in this way to happen if I affirmed. So there's the nominative me. If I affirmed the accusative hail to be made in this way, in which I put us, with us, or here on earth as it is, glacials ice is made. That is, with the whole cloud is gelated or gelled together or congealed or solid or frozen. I'll be making a very excessively bold statement of this matter. Itaque. And so, from these testabuses, from these witnesses, numero me, I'm numerated, or I'm counted in these, of second-hand news, of second notations or whatever, who they deny themselves to have seen indeed these things, so they're second-hand, or what the historians facion, what the historians do, and I shall in fact myself do. These people, when they mentiti sunt, when they lie, multa a lot, at their own discretion or their own arbitration or satisfaction, they don't want, in one tiny matter or in one matter, to vouch for it or promise it, but they'll add, there will be fides, very trustworthy. Pens is a preposition. So as trustworthy authors, this belongs to trustworthy authors, or you'll find it in the sources or something. Okay, as I said, this is also called the Nubibus on the clouds. It's in the translation of a Philip by, his name's H. Ultramare, so he's another person who produces these, and that's what it's called. Okay, 2. Therefore, if you believe me, parum leastly, this guy Posidonus, he promises some authority to you. What have we got? Tamquam correlatives. So just as in this, which he passes by or omits, as much as in this which secuturum is about to follow. For hail happens from aquosa nubes, very wet clouds with water, which are already, there's yam, meaning it's already full of water, and versa umorum, and anyway, that there's accusative, so he's affirming, that's the nominative. So this guy, Posidonus, he will affirm, just as if inter sum, just as if he had been there, or he was there, that thus, this is the way it happens. That hail happens from clouds that are already full of water, and it looks like they're well versed, or versa can mean a bunch of things, stirring and living in, etc. But it looks like umorum is moisture, and aquosa is the adjective for full of water. 3. Moreover, why is grando, hail, rotunda, round? Why is it? There's a question. Even without a teacher, a magistra, you're able, possis, to know this. When you have noticed all of the stilicidums, all of the droplets, what do you call it, globular, something like that in English. All drops are round, you might want to say, going with the rotunda. And what also appears in mirrors, which collect moisture by breathing, or halatu by breath, and in cups, sparses, so that's like dripped in or sprinkled in water when it's dropped in a cups, and alia and other things, which are all levitate. That's usually smooth or something, and not less in foliage, which is leaves. If gutters are like stilicidums, they're droplets. So if droplets adhere, of which on this foliage, they lie in rotundum, in a round shape. 3, 4. What is more durum than a rock? What's more hard than a rock? What is more softer, it's the comparative, than under? That's where you get waves of water. We'll just treat it as water. Nevertheless, a dura saxa, the hard stone, is caved out by molly aqua, soft aqua. It's Ars Amatoria, what's that guy? Ovid or Horace, whoever it is. Or as other poets say, drops, the dropping of droplets caves out stone. That's my favourite poet, actually, Lucretius. Okay, so I've set up the daily dictionary for aquosis. Looks like the thing that probably needs explaining the most. The aquosis noobed cloud is one that is well watered, wet, abounding in water. Even you get rainy and humid from it. Back to the plot. Where were we? Okay. In these excavations themselves, cavatio is just the hollowing out bit. These the hollow bits in the rocks themselves are rotunda, they're round, from which it's apparent this also is similar to this, which caves it out, which wears it out, you might want to say. For a locum to the form and appearance of that which sculpts it out. I suppose that makes sense. 3.5. Praeterea. Besides, it is able, even if hail is not of such a roundness, I suppose. Grando can mean hail or hailstorm, but in this it's just meaning hail. While it's being deferrator, that's passive, so I guess it means it's going downwards. While hail is falling, it is co-rotunded. Rotunda is round, co in front of things usually means together, so while all the hail is falling, they become rounded. In totiens and all this, as it goes through the space of the dense air, while it's rolling. So he's assuming that hailstones revolve as they're falling. Anyway, and if this happens, equabilita, another adverb, so equabilita means on all sides equally, they are toroid, worn down into an orb, into a round shape. Quad, probably because next snow is not able to suffer or endure this because it is not so solid, or rather because it's fusa, which means it's broad and spread out, and not through a great altitude it cadets, it falls, but around the earth it is initiated or begins. So he's believing that snow forms low and hail forms up high. Ita, thus it's not long through the air, but it lapses us, it glides down from proximo, from closer. 3.6. Therefore, why not also I myself, for me, permit the same thing which Anaxagoras does, by assuming that he was there when it was happening. Into no one, more than amongst the philosophers, there ought to be equal liberty. There's no for here, but hail is nothing other than suspended ice or ice coalesced or something, and snow is a what do we call it? A congregation, a gathering, a small group, or snow is a pruine anyway. That's like frost hanging. Congealed. For this, I've already diximist. I've already said that between dew and water, interest. It can usually mean a difference, or this is the subject matter. So I'll continue anyway. Hoc, the same between frost and ice, and neknon, two negatives can cancel out, or you can say in fact, is also the difference between snow and hail, grandinam. For one, I am able to dismiss myself or to stop myself now with the ablative absolute, now that the question's been completed. But I'll give you a measure. Since I began to be a molestus to you, I've it being a bit of a bother to you. But whatever in this place is queritur, is searched for, I will speak about. Autem. Moreover, it is queritur to ask why in Jaime, in winter, are there drifts of snow or snow and not hail. Truly now hail falls, actually that's probably spring. Hail falls in spring when the frigor, the cold, is infracted, broken. 4. As I may be deceived to you, but indeed, actually that's the truth. Hoping they do that after a comma. But it seems I'm persuaded for myself that's the truth. Who me, as far as lies which are light, in which the face is sodomized or slapped, I'd say it's slapped, and not the eyes being eruid, pulled out, are accustomed to be. I'm credulous, presto. Presto is a bit more of an adverb, usually means I'm present or here I am. I'm credulous up to the point of light lies or trivial lies, ones that don't have serious consequences. 4.2. In Heim, in winter, the air is rigid, and for this reason is not yet turned into water, but into snow, to which the air is closer. So air is closer to snow than to water. When spring begins, there's a major inclination, major turning of the time or the climate. It follows, and from a warmer sky, more drops become. And to wrap up, ideo, for this reason, or therefore, as our Virgil says, when the rain-bringing spring ruets, usually means rushes in or happens, there's a more vehement mutation of the air, and everywhere is patefacti, it's open and looser, solventus, spreading out itself, with the time of year itself helping. Because of this, the nimbi, the clouds, they're more grave and more vast, heavier and spread out, than pertinent or long-lasting or enduring.